is Mr. Jeremy Reed, and the title of his presentation is Exercise, the Ultimate Superpower.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I want you to imagine this. Imagine in the future, you get a car of your dreams. Now, for me, I love the Camaro. It's my all-time favorite car. So imagine when you first get that car, it's beautiful, it's sleek, it's strong. It does everything for you. It gets you to point A to point B, even to C, and back. And then remember how you used to love that car. Now, just say us as Adventist people, we go on a mission trip for a year to Ghana. And you have to leave that car alone in the garage, and it doesn't see the light of day for that whole year. When you finally get back from that trip, you drive a couple of miles in your beloved car, and you realize this thing is not working the way it used to. What is going on? Well, I'll tell you what's going on. That car, inside, it deteriorated, its oil ran low, and its power just ran out because it was not being used. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the same thing that happens to us as human beings when we do not stay active in our lifestyles. And that's why I want to let you know that staying active while you're young is the best decision you'll ever make. Now, Gary Charnas and Yuri Nizi, who wrote Incentives to Exercise, say the physical benefits of exercise are undeniable, and adequate exercise is associated with better health in many respects. Now, let's consider the Newtonian law, which, of course, said a body at rest stays at rest, while a body in motion stays in motion. This is true concerning the car. I remember over the summer I took kickboxing, and I know a few things. Chris, he's in my suite. He'll let you know. Don't mess with me. And, I was doing my thing, punching and stuff. Then I got here, got lazy, didn't do much, tried to do insanity, and I was sore. Why? Because my body was at rest for too long. And that is how the Newtonian principle is real. Now, cardiovascular disease is the nation's leading cause of death due to inactivity. And S.J. Pocock, in his book, Cardiovascular Disease is the Nation, in his book, Analyzing Geographic Variation in Cardiovascular Mortality, says cardiovascular disease is the nation's leading cause of inactivity. Now you see, World Health Organization says that cardiovascular disease causes more than half the deaths in the European region and causes 46 times the number of deaths and 11 times the disease burden caused by AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria. You see, it involves the heart and the blood vessels. And you see, a stroke happens when the blood vessels that feed the brain are blocked, usually from a blood clot. And when a blood supply is shut off, the brain cells will die. And some effects of stroke are permanent too, and many brain cells will indeed die due to lack of blood and oxygen. That's because you're not moving. According to Roger J. Marshall, According to Roger J. Marshall, a review of methods to statistical analysis and spatial patterns says, statistically, you will die at an early age if you do not exercise. We as university students are not as healthy as we are led to believe. And that is because of our main excuses. Like, it's too much, there's too much work at this place. Or, it's too hot outside. Or, too tired after class. Or too ashamed to work out in front of other people. It is true, some people are ashamed. I'm not that big, but, I can't bench press much. Our inactivity may lead to inactivity later. Now, I bet you're wondering, what is so good about exercise? Why should I do it? Well, it's simple, guys. First, it reduces stress. Are you stressed? I know I'm stressed. It's the end of the year. Everything's piling on. I got so many things to do. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to the gym and take a brisk walk and lift some weights to get that out. It lifts depression. Are you depressed? I hope you're not, because that's a terrible thing. But if you are, get out there and take a jog. You will feel alive. It improves learning. Your brain cells will be awake. You'll be alert. William C. Rodden, who wrote the physiological and psychological value of muscular exercise, says the nervous system can be greatly improved by exercise. For it must follow that when the muscular system is made healthier by regulated activities. So when you exercise, your blood is flowing better to your brain, and you will not get cardiovascular disease if you keep it going, because your brain cells will not die and blood clots will not happen. Now, it boosts energy. When you exercise, you're alert in the morning. You know, if you exercise before bed, you wake up, you're like, oh, goodness gracious, 8 o'clock class, I'm ready. Because, you know, we're not ready for those. Promotes better sleep. I am a witness to this. I remember in high school, I was not sleeping for some reason, and I couldn't rest. So I realized, hey, I need to exercise. So what I did is, every day after school, I go to my uncle's house and shoot some ball. You know, talk trash to him, let him know who's boss. And, you know, I realized that, you know, at 10:30, I was getting tired. And I can't sleep at 10:30 anymore. It's 2:30 now. But when I was in high school, that happened. Maintains healthy bones and muscle joints. That's pretty self-explanatory. Your bones will be happy, your joints will be happy, and your muscles will thank you too. And it builds self-esteem. I know that when I exercised, I felt on top of the world. I felt like I literally had superpowers. But I couldn't sling webs because my favorite superhero is Spider-Man, but of course I can't sling webs or pick up people 10 times my size. But my self-esteem was lifted. All right. Remember 1 Corinthians 6:19. Don't you realize that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit and was given to you by God? You are not your own. So that lets you know your body's not your own, you're owned by God. And because you're owned by God, you should treat his temple right. We don't go into the sanctuary treating it anyway, so don't treat your body anyway. And in closing, we all should exercise regularly right now. If you all begin a routine of staying in shape and keeping in mind that it will make you healthier and have a better state of mind and body, you can make the future better and more rewarding. This is the best superpower anybody could ask for. And, you know, I hope you have been encouraged by, you know, this to be active and beyond. And your quality of life depends on it. Consider this the best information you all have ever heard. Thank you.
Go ahead, Jeremy. Woo!